That's right, Adrian. The Ford government is making a concerted effort to change the channel tonight after a disastrous news conference on long-term care yesterday. The premier appears to be letting his minister take the heat as she struggles to dodge questions about the deaths of thousands of seniors for a second day.
When did she know that seniors in long-term care homes in Ontario were dying of neglect?
The premise of your question is bordering on obscene.
But it is an important question. The Long-Term Care Commission's damning report states the military found 26 vulnerable seniors died due to dehydration, not COVID, before they came to help homes in crisis during the first wave. It quotes a military member's notes who wrote, "All they needed was water and a wipe down." Yesterday, the minister would not answer when she knew seniors were dying due to a lack of basic care, nor would she today. Instead, she attacked NDP leader Andrea Horwath in the legislature.
If you had been a voice, if you had taken the opportunity that you had, years and years of runway that you wasted, that the leader of the opposition closed her eyes to. Go back to the Hansard. Look how many times she even bothered to mention the long-term care word. Look at your failure. I was left to pick up the pieces from a devastating 15 years of neglect.
Fact check. Andrea Horwath has never been in power and consistently challenged the previous Liberal government about failures in long-term care.
Can you stay a little longer? There are more reporters on the phone.
Yesterday, Minister Fullerton abruptly walked out of a media availability after only answering questions from 3 journalists.
And she's gone.
Media were also trying to ask when she knew about seniors dying due to a lack of water. Today, she didn't take any questions from journalists, leaving the impression the answer is worse than letting the question hang. The Ford government clearly wants to shift the focus from long-term care to pressuring the federal government to stop border travel.
The Premier and this government have constantly been asking for the federal government to secure our borders.
Over 90% of the cases now are variants, and those variants are not homegrown.
And during his announcement about schools today, the education minister, who posted this paid Facebook ad with a petition calling on the federal government to ban all non-essential travel to Canada, made a point of mentioning borders as well.
An international border allowing variants into the country.
The province's latest weekly epidemiology summary shows 1.6% of COVID cases have come from travel. 60% are from close contact with a confirmed case.
He's simply deflecting trying to deflect the attention to other areas, as well as trying to change the channel from the conversation about what this premier and this government should have done and should still be doing.
As for Premier Doug Ford, he can come out of his 2-week isolation officially this evening. He's only held 2 Zoom news conferences while in isolation, and only 2 since his government had to walk back its controversial announcement on police checks and closing playgrounds. One more note to tell you today. Health Minister Christine Elliott says activities in outdoor spaces will remain closed until COVID cases go down further, although she didn't say what the bar would be.